Hey, what's happening, everybody? Good afternoon. It's time for another Secret Beach Beachcomber store review. And tonight, with me in the beach chair is Polly. Hi, Polly. How are you?
Hey,
So, is your real last name Sellers?
it's true.
Please tell me you sell Polly mailers, because that would just make my day.
Oh, no, I don't. I got some in the mail today, though. Some purple ones.
I know when Janet brought it up in the on the post for tonight, I'm like, shh, that's what I'm gonna be saying. You're ruining my jokes, Janet. You're ruining my jokes. Oh, how you doing tonight? Hey, where do you live?
I live in Norfolk, Virginia. It's the southeast corner, real close to North Carolina.
And how's the weather there today?
It was cold and rainy. We do have 4 seasons here, unlike Vegas. I think you guys have
Well,
two
I'm
and a
about
half
to say
seasons.
it started out rainy last night and today, and then it snowed. Yay!
No, oh my Lord.
So the southern mountains, which are really close to our where we live, and they're not real tall, so they're short mountains and they're really close. Covered in snow today. So yeah, we had our one day of snow every winter. So yay, snow for a day. So I'm in my flannel. I'm gonna go home after we're done and put on my slippers.
You got a new cardigan for your birthday, too. I saw it.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about your store. Now, the funny thing was, before we went live, Polly goes, hey, did you see the art at the top of my store? Because I want everyone to focus on the person in the middle holding the yellow bag. What's that sticking up?
I don't even know. I got that free off somewhere.
What
I
is
thought it was funny. I think it's a fashion purse. Just say yes.
All right, I will say yes. But I am glad to see that you borrowed some artwork. Give yourself a look and a brand. That is awesome. Now, we have talked about this in the past. Haven't talked about it. Backing up. Lately, you have a very good and to the point description. But I would definitely add more of the things that you normally sell, because those keywords do get picked up in Google searches. So if you're constantly selling coffee mugs, or in my case, tiki mugs, compact discs, records, I'm going to have all those words and not go insane. Don't give us a list of 1,700 items. But if you have like a general kind of 10 things that you always sell, get that in that little description, because it will pick up the words.
I will.
And you got 889 items, so that is awesome. But the one thing I wanted to start, I have my notes up. Oh, please. Notes. There we go. Okay. One thing I want to start with is your feedback, which, funny, until I think last week, I never even thought to look at feedback in the store reviews. So that seems silly on my part, but here we are. All right, so let's look at your one neutral. One season was missing a disc and also had a burned disc. The rest of the order was perfect. So was it really missing a disc? And did you describe that it was missing a disc?
No, I didn't realize that it was missing a disc, and they didn't contact me at all. And so I tried to dispute it because I would have replaced the disc. I mean, I collect an awful lot of the True Blood series. I pick it up when I can and I sell it as set. So I definitely would have replaced it. So they made no attempt, and eBay was like, yeah, sorry. Because I have disputed some feedback and gotten fixes.
Right. There are some that can be removed. You missed that there wasn't one there. So they don't, if you left a bad review on Yelp for a restaurant, you don't have to call the restaurant first. Same here. They do not have to reach out to you. And so this was a legit one. Now, we did talk about last week about responding. This is probably too old, but you can respond. And I always say, I just respond to the negatives and the neutrals.
Well, I did respond, and I said, if you would have let me know, I would have sent another one.
Right on the feedback. Right on the feedback.
Oh, okay.
Other customers are going to look at your negatives and neutrals, and it's not that you got them; it's how you reacted. If you reacted by saying, "This buyer was a jerk," no, that they're not going to want to shop with you. But if you would have said, "Whoops, my bad," happy to refund. I was happy to refund all your money, or something like that. Yeah. So when you right here, you can reply to receive feedback.
Oh, I did not even know you could do that. That's awesome.
Yes. Yeah. So any negative, any neutral, if you can't get it expunged, reply to it, stay factual and apologetic, no matter if they were jerks, because it's not about them anymore. It's about your future customers.
Right. I agree.
All right. So I jumped right in and looked at these set of cards. Now, we can all tell that the cards are open. So let's see some pictures of the cards. Oh, you don't have any. This is now we can see one card, but of course, this is all dogs, and you definitely want to show a lot more cards
Okay.
because it's open. Now, if it was sealed, totally different story. This isn't sealed, obviously. So show the doggies and let people see the doggies so they can get excited. Because right now, the only person that would be excited is a French Bulldog lover. So I would definitely pull those out. And because they're 3D, the actual term is lenticular. So I would get that in there too. And that would be the most awesome time to make a video and hold it to the camera and give that term for lenticular. It's the rare time where I'm going to say your hand is okay being in it, because you're going to have to go like this. You're going to have to go like this to your camera on your phone, so you can see the 3D-ness of it.
I've never added any video to any of my pictures, so I'd love to try it.
Today's the day.
I'm gonna. Yeah.
Okay, so I did notice you have 30-day returns on everything. We talk about it every week for those that don't do it. 60-day returns. I've never gotten any returns in the 31st through 60th day ever. But if you offer it, it puts you higher in search. So
I wanted to switch and do it with a bulk fix to go to 60 days, but unfortunately, and I'm sure you've seen my descriptions, I hand type in there every one that I have a 30-day return. So
we're about to talk about that. So tight. We're about to talk about that. All right, let's look at shipping real quick.
As soon as you did Monique's, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to switch it.
All right, so first class 520, it's fine. It's a light item, but let's look at United Kingdom. And so, I mean, this little deck of cards cannot weigh more than 6-7 ounces. Really, it's they don't weigh that much. So look at this: $18.12 plus the import charges to ship this deck of cards to England. Because you're using global shipping, it'll be $30. There is not one person that would ever buy from you because it's such a light item. I would be charging $14.99, and it'll only cost me $11. I still make $3, and I am half of what you're charging. So we got to get you away from the global shipping and into your own shipping, because A, more customers will come to you, and B, you can actually make money off of shipping, and no one will notice or care. So at the end of every month, I have $200 to $250 that I made off the shipping, and that every month pays for every bag of peanuts, every thing of bubble wrap, boxes, the whole works. So essentially, I charge a shipping handling fee without anyone noticing, and right. I'm still cheaper than most because I'm using the simple export rate on Pirate Ship.
Yeah, I've been wanting to watch like a video that like described how to do it from front to back. And I tried to get customer service through Pirate Ship, and the guy semi-coached me, but he really didn't have time to show me. So I've been wanting to like visualize how it gets done.
Okay, so you don't have to visualize. Look, there's real nothing to it. You do specific shipping prices, so flat rate. So we have the chart, and the chart actually got bumped up today because someone was asking about it. So anything, let's say a 1 pound item, you charge $17.99 to Canada and then $24.99 to the rest of the world. And it's all you got to do. It's all you got to do. You plug in the price, and then boom, you're shipping on your own, and you're making money every single time.
Okay.
Brian, do you know what, Brian? So Brian just shipped with Pirate Ship. Just shipped a T-shirt to Canada. What did that cost you, Brian? Because right now here's the other weird thing. Why in the world on this little deck of cards is it priority mail for global shipping to Canada? That one I don't even understand, because you don't have to do priority until over 4 pounds. So now this little deck of cards to Canada is going to cost $32 when I could ship it for $9.
Yeah.
So you'll never get that customer. So we got to get you out of that and get you into a reasonable shipping. They are changing their international, but not for Canada. So Canada, we're still going direct. And what they are changing is we're shipping to a hub, and they're shipping it on. So as soon as I get a few under my belt, we will definitely have a little video talking about it. But their prices actually went down. So everything else went up, and all international went down on Pirate Ship by 46 cents every single package. All right, so Brian just shipped a 9-ounce T-shirt for $10.95. Okay, so we got to get you away from that. Now, Oh, and also it's weird. Now, because I've never used global shipping, I don't know what the ins and outs are, but it says you don't offer returns on international. Is that an automatic setting with global shipping?
I think it is. I think there's a checkbox.
Okay, so you want to offer returns, and let me tell you, in the last 10 years internationally, I think I've had 4 returns in 10 years because most international customers, if they got something they didn't want or for whatever reason, they won't even deal with the hassle. They'll just be like, whatever. Okay. But
Yeah.
again, it just helps you in search results. I do not add insurance. I rarely lose anything. Insurance costs like $1 to $2 a package. I ship thousands of packages a year. If I lose 2 and I didn't insure any of them, I would have cost me a minimum $2,000 to insure. If I lose 2 packages totaling $50, I'm way better off just eating it for the 2 packages rather than insuring everything. So I never insure. Now, that being said, if I'm shipping $1,000 item, hell yeah, I'm insuring it. But all these $25 items, T-shirts, CDs, records, nah. For the most part, the global postal system works just fine. All right, let's go to your description. All right, this is all terms of service. None of that should be in the description of your items.
Okay.
Because the description is just for the description of the item. Now, you have a 30-day return guarantee. That's right here. Where is it? Oh, whoops. Sorry, we are in international. Now, see, that's actually a lie because right now you don't have a 30-day return policy on international. So the international customer is going to read that and say, hey, what the hell, man? All right, let's get back to the United States. And then there's your return policy. You don't need to rewrite it. That's also making you do more stuff you don't need to do.
So I have my template set up with it.
I know. You don't want that in your description. You never want terms of service in your description. I ship next business day and offer combined ship. All that stuff is in your shipping and payment.
So many people will ask you that, though. Do you offer combined shipping? And I'm like, yeah, it was in my description. Plus, it should have been in
They don't read anyway, so don't even waste your time with it. They don't read. I mean, I was cleaning up my virtual desktop on my computer, all my screenshots, and it was the greatest thing ever. It said lot of 3, and whatever it was, there was 3 of them. And the question I got was, is this 2? So, like, you couldn't be any more specific. Lot of 3. The picture has 3 things, and they want to know if it was 2 items. I'm like,
yeah. So
our customers don't read anyway. So, no, and I wanted to show you. Even though Brian kind of beat us to it, say that deck of cards was in a 9x7 poly mailer and weighing around 8 ounces to Canada. If we go to get rates, it's only $8.49. You could charge $12 because that'd still be cheaper than everybody, and then you can make $3.51. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, there. Kevin did a 2-pound package to Australia for $17.49 the other day. All right. Let's move on to the next thing here. When you have something long and skinny, like say we were going to sell this letter opener, if you take the picture like this or like this, and if you're looking on your phone, it's a really skinny thing in the middle, this way or this way. Kind of same with this dish. So what you want to do is you want to take the picture so it goes corner to corner. Okay. So it's the same item, but it actually is filling the square now because you're going corner to corner. And of course, every other person does this or does this. So when you're opening shots corner to corner, it'll catch someone's eye. So if there's 10 of these plates, you'll be the only one going corner to corner, and you will stick out in the search.
Yeah, after I watched your disc show, I think I started turning my CDs.
Yep, I did notice that. And again, I can see when people have learned something and they change it. Because, of course, I don't ever recommend, usually I don't recommend going backwards on a lot of stuff. Like with the postal changes this week, I didn't change nothing yet. I'm going to wait and see how we are at the end of the week and see if I'm losing money anywhere, my prices were still okay, and then I'll adjust. To go back and adjust 1,000 things, if I am losing money, it's going to be a nickel or a dime. My time's worth money. To adjust 1,000 listings, that's a lot of time. And so I'd rather lose a nickel or a dime here and then change it now going forward. It all kind of works its way out in the wash. But I see people going back and changing 1,000 listings. I'm like, well, how long did that take you? Oh, 5.5 hours. That's a lot of time that you could have been listing other stuff with the new corrected shipping, just don't worry about that nickel or dime you're losing, because you're losing it by wasting your time. Also, make sure you're setting up for square photos. See the white bar at the top and the bottom, fill that space. And also, never, ever, 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 and we haven't really talked about this, change the color of the background halfway through your listing, because your item changes its look based on what background it's on. So I like the red, it pops, but this looks a little different than this. And what looks different, I can see the gold way better on the white, which is weird, than I can on the red.
Yeah, it's dark.
Yep. So don't change in the middle. Find a good background and then don't change in the middle. Who said easy to change costs using business policies? I cannot stand business policies. Business policies are a hot mess, because the second that one thing changes, it makes all your things a mess. So with shipping, and I've done a whole presentation on Secret Beach, you just have to know your items. This is not a DVD box set. This is a 2-pound brick. And so I know my rates for 2 pounds domestic and 2 pounds Canada and 2 pounds international. So I just plug in the price. Your customer, you're paying this if you live in the United States, this Canada, and this the rest of the world. That way, I'm got to think about things other than, all right, this is a 3-ounce brick, and I go with my small weights, okay? So once you start thinking of it that way, because business policies, man, they get messy, and when they get out of whack, it's such a pain to fix them. You're going to want to just pull your eyes out. Okay. Also, clean that sticker residue off of the back of this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
normally pretty good with alcohol.
Yeah, so clean that up. And okay, let's look at your price. Oh my gosh, you have $10 for first class shipping. There's nothing that costs $10 for first class. You could ship this priority mail wrapped nicely in a flat rate envelope.
I don't know why it's that high. That's really odd. I'm usually pretty square on my shipping.
You weren't bad on most, but it's either your calculated shipping or, like we talked about, shipping policies. Something gets out of whack, and you don't know it's out of whack until someone else's eyes, mine, look at it, because you'd never look at this again. You would never notice that you have $10 shipping on this item that obviously, I mean, we could ship it for priority mail for $7. So these are the kind of things that you don't normally notice until someone else's eyes get on them. Okay. You have measurements on most of your items, but you only do it in inches, and you offer worldwide shipping. We're the only fools that use inches anymore. So you've got to have inches and then centimeters right next to it.
Okay.
And then also, I would stop writing like a paragraph and write like bullet points, but without the actual bullet. Okay. Right after attach, I would have been like hit enter, the measurements, and enter. And then really, you don't need much else on this one because it is what it is. Some things, sometimes titles and sometimes descriptions. Look, this is a book of music for Queen. I mean, I can't make any more words than what it is. There's nothing else. Now, with this DVD box set, okay, there's all these different people who starred in these movies and guest starred, so that I can pull out more words, but some things they just what they are. Okay, so I'm going to guess this is an indication to you where the item is located.
Yes.
Okay, so what I want you to do going forward is get that out of your description, because then people are just like, when they start focusing on that. And the one of two places you can put it are either in the note section or the custom label. Now, the note you have to do after it's listed. The custom label you can do before it's listed. So the custom label is in the feed of your listing, and all you do is you change it. And so number 2445. Only you see that. The customer doesn't see it.
As you post it.
Yep.
Good. Oh, yeah, that's done.
And hey, eBay, could you go a little quicker? I'm trying to demonstrate something. Good gosh. Could it go any slower, eBay? Because I wanted to show you. Come on. Come on, eBay. You can do it. I want to show you the way I like to do it, but it isn't as convenient. But to me, it's more eye-catching. Oh, so annoyed right now. Let's refresh that. Okay, so what I like to do, but I have to wait till it's actually listed to do this, is I add it to the notes. I do this a lot when I'm cross-posting. So I will write cross-posted
Oh man.
to Mercari and Etsy. And then when I save it, it's right there in yellow. And then when it gets sold and me or my assistant's looking at all the solds for the day, those notes show up on the sold page on eBay. And then, of course, she's been trained to look at every note. Now, if a customer writes you a note, it'll be in the same spot. If you had your own note, it'll be right there too. So it's very easy to see, and that way it's not in your description.
Okay.
Yeah.
I only have to do that 889 times now.
Like I said, going forward, just do it going forward. You know, that's the kind of thing I would not go back and fix. Yeah. But going forward, I wouldn't. Yeah. Brian's going to go make himself a drink. Wait, I missed it. How do you access the note? When you check off an item. So we're just in active listings. You go to actions and you click on add edit note. This is where you add the note. Now, when that thing sells and my assistant goes, the hell does that mean? So I'll just leave that there or I'll do something like, here, we'll do it this way. Howdy, Kelly. We'll get a laugh out of that. Well, that's how you edit the note. So it's really important when you're cross-listing because no one's yet built a perfect mousetrap of, okay, when it sells these other platforms, it automatically delete. So you got to have your eyes. When something sells, you got to see. Like today, I totally missed it yesterday. I sold a CD on Amazon for $75. I was listed on Discogs for $50. And luckily, Kelly said, hey, did you get it off Discogs today? And I'm like, oh, crap, I missed that. So she keeps me in check.
Great. Going to do that for sure.
Yes, and only you see the custom SKU. Correct. All right. Okay, this one, usually I'm not like scratching my head or my beard, but this one made me scratch my beard.
He was dead.
Huh?
He was dead.
Okay, that's not what's made me scratch my beard.
Okay.
You say in the description, ships with new jewel case shown with the original. Now, why would you show it with the crappy original? Because
I was hustling. He just died that day.
Here's the one product. So this and cassettes. It's the only product that we sell, the only one that we can change the housing and make it fresh again. You can't do it with jeans. You can't do it with a book. You can't do it with silverware, but you can with a CD because this one is so rough. The prior owner scratched his name into the case.
It's so minor. Come on.
I'm just like, yikes. So what I do is when I'm doing a bunch of CDs, I always have one fresh case there because if the CD never ends up selling, I never replace the case initially because if it doesn't end up selling, it's going to end up getting back to trade it into a record store or sold at a garage sale. And the record store or the garage sale people never get a fresh case. But when I take the picture, there's one fresh case that, okay, take the picture and then put it back in the case it was in. Then take the next picture. So always have a fresh case because this is one of the rougher cases I've ever seen. Now, clean up your titles. No dashes, no parentheses, no commas.
Yep, I listened to one of your videos last night.
And so there's always like one overall theme to when I'm doing a store review. Yours is using the abbreviations that not one person in the world searches for. So this one has VGC, which is very good condition. And you also love EUC, used excellent condition. So as a way to demonstrate, I was talking to Kelly today. She's my adult helper. She's 44. I go, if I told the term to you, EUC, what's that mean? And she thought for a minute and she goes, European something? I'm like, nope, but that proves my point. No one searches VGC and no one searches EUC. So those are wasted spaces in your title. So in this one for sure, I would get in Devil Went Down to Georgia. So when you have music stuff, pull out either like the biggest song off that record or CD or tape, or if by some fluke like Eric Clapton's playing tambourine on track 8, throw Eric Clapton in your title because he's on there, and most people don't even notice it.
So there's not 9 characters by taking out your punctuation there and the VGC.
Yeah.
I just added 9, at least 9 characters, probably 10.
You don't even need CBS Epic. Every record label, they're also on a subsidiary of that record label, and some go down like so many because like Interscope's distributed by Universal, so it goes Universal Interscope. And then if it's on like Trent Reznor, who is Nine Inch Nails, his is nothing. So it goes Universal Interscope nothing. And so if you wrote all that, you'd run out of room. So just pick like the big one. CBS.
Well, can I bust myself out and said I used a cell similar?
You could, and then the question would be like, why don't you clean it up? You find a better cell. I always try and find the best cell similar. So anyone with all this extra punctuation, no, you don't want to do that.
Okay.
All right.
And this didn't even sell, even after he was dead. I should have sold this like months ago.
Now, for those of you who are new to this, the reason we don't use punctuation, and we're going to see that again when these things coming up, punctuation, when someone is not on eBay, when they're on Google or Yahoo or Bing, and they're searching behind the scenes in a search engine, punctuation tells the search engine to pause or to stop or go to the next line. Mm-hmm. If you're not a programmer, you'll never know that. I know that. So we don't want to have punctuation because we want to make sure that the people who are coming from outside of eBay never get interrupted because of the crap in our title.
Yeah.
All right. Where do I have this open? All right, cool. LL Bean. All right, so for starters, you see how you have the slash in here? So you have no spaces on either side of the slash. So now that word is actually wool/cashmere. It's all one word. So if someone searches wool, yours will not come up because there is no word wool in your title.
Oh, wow.
That's all one long word. So if
I do that with black and white too. I put black/white.
I'm not a huge fan of the slash, but I don't hate it. But you have to have a space on either side of the slash, or everything becomes one word.
Okay. Definitely fix those.
Brian, I still do. I don't know. Maybe that's an old school thing of mine. I think on the CDs, the record label isn't as important as on records because a lot of bands, and let's always go, we'll always reference the Beatles. They were on VJ, and then they were on Capitol, and then they were on their own Apple. And so there it is definitely more important because the collector is like, okay, which version is this? Is it the VJ version, Capitol, Apple? But I still do it on CDs too. All right, so the slash goes bye-bye. Here's our VGC. Get rid of that because this is made in the USA. USA would have been a way better 3 letters to use than VGC. So you always want to point out when things are made in the USA for sure. Good job on the item specifics. I have no doubt that you have the blue dot, so well done. I was getting down here. I'm like, woo, that looks nice. Nice and big. Now, again, this is a tricky read if it's not in bullet form. Okay? So you've got the information we want, the inches. We also need the centimeters, but definitely get that boom, shaboom, shaboom, shaboom. And look at the shipping on this one. Almost $21, $20.40. Way too much on this. This would easily, I've shipped almost every single sport coat, men and women's, in the variety of side load priority boxes. So on your small end, you got your regional A, which would be about 10 pounds. And I don't know this will fit, but this would definitely fit in the medium flat rate without fail. And that's only like $12.99 right now.
I would have done this in a 15 by 10 poly mailer, honestly. I wouldn't have even put it in a box.
Well, then if you're doing that, and that's great, but then 2040 is way too high, way too high.
Yeah, I'm really surprised.
Yeah, but that's why we do these. That's perfect. Yeah. This is why we do these. Yoo-hoo. Okay, so you do pretty good on measurements until we get to this clock. How big is this clock? We don't know because you didn't mention it. That clock could be that big. It could be this big, or it could be this big, but there's nothing to gauge it. Wow. I'm not a huge fan of putting things in the picture for scale unless it's something that is normally one size and you have like a miniature or a giant one, because without the scale, you won't know. With this, all we need is the measurement straight across, but you don't have one. So I'm not exactly sure how big this is. Now, of course, we can get an idea based on the back of this battery, but still, there's nothing to go on. So that customer goes, hey, this is smaller than I thought. They have nothing to base it off of, so that's an easy return, Now, does this make any sounds?
You mean ticking?
No, like Budweiser or anything like that?
I don't think so.
Okay, because if it did, great use of a video, but I didn't think it had a speaker in it. Now, is this just reflection or is that actual scuffs on the right there?
It does look like scuffs.
I truly think it is. And in your condition box, all you wrote was very good. You got to be more descriptive than that.
Lame.
Yeah. So, because again, that item condition box, especially if you're new, that protects you, the seller. It's not so much for the buyer. I mean, it is to alert them to things, but we all know the buyers ain't going to read anyway. But when they go to complain, all you got to say to eBay is, look, there it is in the condition description box. Where you want me to put it? And then they'll be like, you're right. Tough shit there, buyer.
Yeah, it's very subjective too.
Yeah.
My, I usually say something, no picks, pulls, or pilling, to let people know what the condition is. But yeah, it's lame.
All right, you ready? Are you ready for it? This is always my favorite. Oops, I wasn't ready. What's your hand doing in there?
Keeping it from tipping over.
You know, it ain't tipping over in this picture.
I know, but maybe I had it laying down.
There's almost never any time for your hand. But the lenticular one, if you got to do this, there's no other way to do it besides your hand.
Yeah.
But yes, you don't need your hand in things that can just sit on the table. And also, we're going to see this again coming up. Make sure there's nothing else in your background, other products and things. It just gets confusing and it muddies the picture.
Yeah, much like the Game of Thrones card games in the background.
Yeah. And here we go again. How tall and how wide is this?
Are you serious? I don't have that in there. Oh my god!
No.
Wait a minute.
We see a person's hand, but are you 7 foot tall or are you 4'2"? We don't know.
You have such a good eye. Holy crap!
Well, I try. Now, what we haven't done in a while is we only did one last year. Is let the people who I reviewed review my store. Now, I always do say I don't do my listings. Kelly does, but it is my name and I approve them all. So I think we are going to do in the next couple of weeks a Jason store review and let you guys run wild. So that should be fun because we always catch things that I didn't catch that Kelly should have known better on. Oh, well, maybe we'll do it when Kelly's around. Oh, it says 4 inches in title. It does say 4 inches in title, but look, I didn't even notice because, of course, I'm also looking in the description for the width too. So good job, Deb. Thank you. So you're halfway there. 4 inches tall, but definitely always have the width. I mean, there are things that you don't need measurements for. You'll never need a measurement for a CD. Oh, I take that back. There's little tiny CDs that we would put the measurement in, but a regular one, nah, it's all the same. Snowman, how tall, how wide? Okay, great. Now, you ready for my next one? That's always like, come on now. Okay, there is no F in Jeff Foxworthy. No S, excuse me.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Now I'm guessing that's just a typo.
We'll never find it. That's why it hasn't sold.
That's one of the reasons why they won't find it. And you got a lot of parentheses. Get rid of those.
Yeah.
And I'm more of a fan of the word lot. So you wrote, book and cassette set. I think lot is a much better word. Okay. Lot's kind of the word that when we all do, those of us who do lots of music stuff, like a bunch of cassettes, a bunch of records, it's always lot, like lot of 2, lot of 3, lot of 100, whatever. So lot's a better word than set.
Yeah.
Okay. And this should never be written. May include old pricing label or sticker residue. Get it off. I mean,
oh my God.
If it's a tear in a page, nothing you can do about it. But if it's residue, we have all kinds of tools. Glue Gone for the hard surfaces, undo for the porous paper surfaces. You should never have to write that sentence. But it made me laugh, so thank you for the laugh. I do appreciate that.
Sure.
Hey, look, it may or may not have it. We don't know. Okay. All righty. Is that picture looking focused to you?
I think it might be focused, but I was having a hard time. It's blurry.
Focus. And it's not just that one, that too.
Yeah.
So that tells me you don't have enough light. Because what happens is, and are you taking pictures with a camera or a phone?
It's a camera, but I just bought myself a ring light. So I just upped my game in the last
Yeah.
week.
So make sure you gotta, and if you think it's in focus, if there's someone else in your house, a spouse, a kid, even a neighbor's coming by, have them double check every once in a while, especially those of us who wear these. And as we get older, our eyes get worse. I have had to change my prescription every single year. So since I got glasses, they gotten worse every single year. So yeah, so it doesn't hurt to have someone nearby go, hey, these look all right. Just make sure.
I wondered if you would have stuffed anything in that clear glass so that you could see the tiki face.
Yeah, the one thing that we all usually have handy is milk, but I am going to grab some very light play sand because that'll look real good in there for my glass things. So we're going to keep a little bucket of sand in the photo studio, but nice, really nice play sand. Don't go get sand out of the ditch out back. Get some really nice stuff because you don't want to distract, but it fills in all the nooks and crannies. So very nice. No, I wouldn't say set would imply together. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Set would imply maybe they were sold together. Not that that's that big of a deal, but also I think the word set, if you go to foreign languages, might not transfer as well as lot. Just a thought. Yeah, I would definitely have mug in the title, even though it is a glass, it's still a mug. Get rid of your EUC. And this is the perfect item to FOMO because it's round and there's not a lot of protrusions and it's not real big. So you could ship it for around $8 and you got $15 on this glass. And this glass it's not worth a ton. I mean, you can get these wholesale for probably $3.99. So right now, if someone wanted to buy from you, that's $27, and that is definitely not a $27 mug. So if you've not tried FOMO yet, this would be the perfect item to try it on because also, it's if it breaks, I've FOMO'd things that I was wondering if they would work just to test them, both fragile and a little too big. And some have failed and some haven't, but that way I knew exactly where my parameters are for doing it. So this would be this is the ideal candidate. And 15 ounces is good. That's great. You know, I'm glad you have the ounces, but you have no height.
Okay.
Yeah. So make sure that, especially going forward, you got all your measurements in there.
Great picture of me and my fingers and camera.
I see you. That's what I was going to say. Now, shiny stuff. See, you had it flat and you came right over top of it. You got to give it a little bit of angle. Find your ceiling where there's no light fixtures, no ceiling fans, just a white ceiling, and give it a little angle. You'll play with your angles, and there'll be that point where you don't see you or anything, just nothing. But yes, I see your fingers. Hello. And that's all I wrote. I see you. That's all. The only note I had for this was I see you because I also see you on the other picture too. There you are right there. Woo. That's your camera. That's your shoulders. That one's not too bad. And, you know, we can't see what you're wearing, but, you know, we've all seen the teapot where the guy wasn't wearing any clothes. So you don't ever want to be surprised that you're like, oh, that's me and my bra. Great. Okay. I think, yep, this is our last one before we get to your three oldest. Okay. I always have one good question for the chat. Chat, what word's missing from this title? What word must be there? Must. What's missing? Now, of course, we've talked about we can get rid of VGC to free up some room. Oh, the Laurel Birch thing was stamps.
Rubber stamps. Yeah.
Karen, you've never seen my FOMO video. All right. Well, I made a fresh one because the one I had was so old. So let me get that up and then I'll drop it in all the groups. You got it. Who said it first? Brian said it first. Denver Broncos. Now, here's why. If someone searches Denver Broncos polo, yours won't come up because the word Denver isn't there. And so anytime you do any sports thing, it's always the city, in some cases the state, but always that city and the team. Now, here is the education I've given a few times. I'm always going to give it because I'm one of those people. This is not a big and tall shirt. You have set yourself up for a very unhappy customer.
Did you look at the label? Because I remembered you mentioned that about in one of your other videos.
Yep, it just says 3X.
Shoot.
So, yes, and you wrote down below 3X big. This is not 3X big. 3XL, 3XLB, and 3XLT are 3 different sizes. The 3XL is not big and tall. It's just a regular size.
Okay. So
Okay.
guys don't have plus sizes?
Oh, they do. It'll say B on the tag for big.
Oh,
Or
okay.
T for tall.
Okay.
If not, it's just a regular 3XL. And so, yes, an A, you don't need that in your title because you would be using it if it was big and tall. You don't need it in your title because you will be doing it down here, which you did. But unfortunately, this one is not big and tall.
Okay.
All right. If you don't see that B or if you don't see that T, it is just regular size. And you have it twice. You got the big and tall, and then you got the big 3X, which it isn't. So big 3X will be shorter and wider. And then a 3X tall.
Is that like the reverse of a woman's petite?
Longer. And then this one will be kind of in the middle of both those things. Okay. But I get it. If you're not a big and tall man, even regular size men, they'll never know because they're not in my world. But I know my world. And so I can't tell you, it hasn't happened in a while, but so many people labeled a shirt 2XLT, and I didn't, kind of my bad. I didn't bother to read the tag. I do much better at that now. I just buy it and it shows up and it's just a regular 2XL. So now I'm pissed. Now I got to return it. I'm like, you didn't even write the size properly.
Right.
So I do my damnedest to teach everybody to make sure us big and tall fellas get what we want to get and then to get the right size. Oh, so one thing you could put, so, all these things, these NFL things, these NHL things, these MLB things, they're going to be different things. So the team apparel would probably be a good thing in your title. Denver for sure. Get rid of big and tall, get rid of VGC. You don't even really need cotton blend in your title, but team apparel, because it's on the tag. Same with when you're doing jerseys, they're going to be this jersey or that jersey, or, so you got the brand already, but it's like hardwood classic. Throwback, you're going to want the brand, but you also want whatever they're telling you it is. So team apparel in this case. Okay. So, I got to get a better graphic than this, but here is your 3 oldest. Okay. So you have almost 3,000 feedback. So you're not a newbie. You're off and running. You've got 900 things in your store. You've got a lot of really low price things. And I learned, it took me a long time. I used to buy full collections of CDs back in the day and sell everything. $2, $3, $5, $20. And then one day I'm like, you know what? I'm so tired of packing $3 CDs because what am I pulling in at the end of this? 70 cents. It takes just as long to list a $20 item as it does a $3 item. And I looked up this Better Homes and Gardens cross stitch, and this brand and this type just isn't selling. The solds in the last 30 days for the number 19, there's a lot of different ones in their number 19. There's like 4 sales in 90 days. So it just really isn't popular. And so, and I always find the most headaches we get are the cheap ones we sell. It gets lost. The customer is pissy. They leave me a negative. I don't get those problems on $100 CDs, but I get those problems on $5 CDs all the time. So do yourself a favor, and as you go forward, the only time I would ever tell anybody to do a lot of low price things is if you're new to start building up. You got to show eBay you're doing it good, or if you catch a negative and your percentages are a little off, if you go get a CD collection and just sell a bunch at $3, you'll get a decent amount of feedback and it'll fix your percentages. But other than that, keep looking for better, more expensive items.
I am.
All right. Oh, remember I said we got quotes coming up. So on this one, you used all caps and quotes. So if it was a sell similar, I get that, but make sure to clean up any mistakes they have. Now, these are puzzle books, and you do say some of them are done. So once a puzzle's done, there's not much more to do with that book. Now, is it like 2 or 3, or is it like half the book?
Yeah. Oh, well, I said a couple.
Couple means a couple, but not some people. A couple, I'm like, oh, that's 10. Well, that's like a couple, right?
Yeah.
So it's a tough sell of a book, a workbook, a Puzzle Mania book, where some of them are done. And so that's my only thing. But again, it's a low price item. and definitely want everyone to strive for higher price things. I do big sale numbers with not a lot of things compared to some people because I tend to accept more or look for more higher price items. So like today we shipped a $75 CD. I didn't ship any $3 CDs today because I'm not listing any. What did Debbie say? Acceptable as best you can go with writing or highlighting. Oh, so Debbie's telling me in books, if you're writing in it or highlighting it, you have to write acceptable. You have to use acceptable. Yeah.
Okay.
And hey, I'm gonna put that on the screen for everyone to see it later on. I did not know that. Thank you, Debbie. And whatever Debbie says about books is the gospel. I'm good. I don't have to do any research because Debbie knows her books like I know my CDs. So good job. All right.
I was hoping the age and the tote bag with this would attract people. My dad actually gave this to me, and so I didn't spend any money on it.
Do you have a mannequin with arms?
No, I don't.
Okay. You can even do it yourself because what I think would be a cute first picture is you'd have to stuff the bag with a little bit of something so you could raise the books up, but just have the bag slung over your arm with the two books peeking out. Make it a little more tell a story with a picture kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm always looking at ways when things aren't selling. I'm like, all right, I ended like 20 old listings 2 days ago, and I sat down and revisited them today, and about half of them I just got rid of. I'm like, they're not selling. And I had some of these things on 4 platforms and not anyone's buying. So I won't buy those no more. And a few others, I'm like, all right, let's try auctions. Let me redo the titles a little bit, just kind of freshen it up. I own the product. Let me try and sell it. But there is a point where I'm like, all these cassettes just aren't worth it anymore. So I'm going to add them to either lots or I'm going to trade them back in. Sometimes you got to just be like, nope. Oh, it is the first picture, Julie. I was on the wrong picture. So that's my bad. That is not Polly's bad. That was me. I was looking through the pictures. And last but not least was this cute belt. But I got to tell you, I looked up Talbot's Belt Dolphin, not one sale in a year. And there's 3 listed, yours and 2 others. So apparently no one likes this belt. Here's the one thing I would say, though. No one. Do you have a mannequin at all?
I do. I have just the hanging.
Okay. So here's what I would do. Grab just a plain colored shirt, button-down t-shirt. It don't really matter. And then put it around the waist because no one else is doing that. Everyone else is doing like this, which there's nothing wrong with that. But okay, you've got it. Let's see if we can figure out a way to make it stand out. Let's actually put it on a mannequin. On my one mannequin, when I was doing shirts, it was a full mannequin. And of course, he didn't really have junk. He just had like a crotch. And I got some people that were like, how do I see your naked mannequin? I go, it's not atomically correct. So I went and bought a pair of gym shorts at the thrift store and just threw the gym shorts on. And I just wrote, gym shorts not included. That way people wouldn't lose their mind. So, but that's something to try, write shirt not included, but, just try something different than everybody else to do it.
I figured some dolphin fan would like, so many animal lovers.
You would think, but my only thought is maybe it's because they're not seeing it around a waist.
Yeah.
Just trying to think, outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
And yay, look at you. You got 84 listings on Mercari. Woohoo. Woohoo. Good job. I see your cross.
I couldn't post. Yeah, I couldn't post those Huggies diapers on eBay. They were brand new at Smith's, the grocery store. And I could not post them. They said that they were not allowed because there was price gouging. So that's why they're on Mercari.
Diapers?
Yes, diapers, packages of diapers.
I don't have any children of any ages. Was there a shortage on diapers at some point?
No, I was heading for the Disney fan on these.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but all right.
Yep, no diapers.
Okay, here's the only thing I would say on this is I do see you say there's 3 packages, but there sure ain't a picture of all 3 packages. I would definitely have a picture of all 3.
Okay.
You say it, and that's 93 pieces, and you get more specific, but yeah, show those 3 packages because it'll even be more like, ta-da, there's 3. There you go. Shirt picture for mannequin, modesty only, not included. All right, look at that. Judy's already got this nice, sweet, pleasant thing to put in there. I love that.
Thanks, Judy.
That's great. But good job. Good job seeing you on another platform, and good job doing some cross posting there. I like it. All right. Look, no major problems, just, fine tuning here and there, and mostly fine tuning. A little bit I would go back and fix, like some of those shipping things. You'll never sell those items with that much shipping on them.
Oh,
But like the where your item's located, yeah, just do that going forward. No need to go backwards. And get your terms of service out of your description. And other than that, looking good. As my mom said, way to go, Polly. Good job.
thanks, Peggy. Appreciate it.
Yay. So diapers were during the pandemic. I knew obviously toilet paper and paper towels and obviously masks and stuff and Lysol. But yeah, I didn't realize diapers were a problem. Like, why would there be a shortage of diapers? Like, that didn't change. Babies pooping and peeing did not change one bit. We cleaned a lot more. So that's why the paper towels are gone. That's why the Lysols are gone. But your kids weren't going to the bathroom any more or less. That's why I would never even get that.
No, I was trying to hit the Disney fan on those.
Oh, let me look at one more thing before we say goodbye. Okay, so I would definitely use. All right, so you use diapers, Huggies, and babies for your tags. And if you already got Huggies in the brand, Huggies in the title, and diapers, this is where I would have hashtag Walt Disney. Oops, sorry. It would help to put it on the screen. This is where I put hashtag Walt Disney. Okay. I would do, let me see what else here. Yeah, I would do hashtag Walt Disney. Oh, I see it's Disney Baby. I would do hashtag Disney Baby, and I would do hashtag Disney, because Walt Disney, Disney Baby, and Disney would all bring up 3 different things. So that way you get a lot more keywords in your hashtags, because right now you're hashtagging things that are pretty much there already. So you always try and hashtag things that aren't there to get more words in. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. But well done on using the hashtags. A lot of times I look at people's Macaris and they don't use their hashtags. So good job. Yeah.
That's a pop culture thing, I'm afraid.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna drag you all in there, kicking and screaming.
Yeah.
My mom still goes, I don't understand this hashtag thing still. I'll get you there. Don't worry. I will get you guys all there. So good job. Thank you, Polly, for being in the beach chair tonight. And I will definitely figure out who's next Monday, well before Sunday night. So I will, who's ever next on the list. Actually, I think someone who was before Polly said, I can do it next Monday. So I'll get that all set up. And then Brian, once I get home and do a couple quick things, I'm going to get with you about your presentation on Wednesday. So that's the next thing we have. And you guys, not unanimously, but overwhelmingly voted Wednesday night's better than Thursday afternoon. So we'll be doing Wednesday night, 8 o'clock East Coast, 5 o'clock on the West Coast. And yep, there's my mom. I don't get hashtags. So hey, Debbie, do me a favor. Let's do a video on hashtags. I don't think I've ever done that. So for those who don't understand hashtags, I'll do a quick 10-minute how to, just explaining and showing how hashtags work. So I think that'll be a good thing.
Do you add that to your eBay listings, or you're just talking about Macari?
Macari, and then Depop has hashtags. Okay. YouTube videos. If you have a YouTube channel, you definitely need 3 hashtags. And Debbie stayed on me till I got them done. Even though I knew I needed to put them in, I kept forgetting, and Debbie stayed on me. And so, thank you, Debs. Hashtag thanks. I love that. And, oh yes, Anne's going to show us how. Anne, I have not forgotten you. I've just been a busy, crazy couple weeks. Anne's going to show us how to do Dymo XL for Chrome users. So yeah, we got a lot of cool how-tos coming up. And oh yeah, hashtags on Etsy too. So yeah, we got to get you guys to understand them. And so when you use them, you know what you're doing and why you're doing it. All right, that'll be important. Yeah, look, I think it's eBay might be the only one without hashtags now. They're so behind the times on some things, it drives me nuts. Like, look at these 20 other platforms. If the other 20 are doing this, you should be doing it too, eBay, because that's kind of the way the universe is moving. So if everyone's using hashtags, every platform should have them. Every platform. So that's why we'll talk about them. I will not get you started on Twitter. No way. All right, buddy. Thank you very much. Polly, thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you. I appreciate everybody watching with me and critiquing my store.
Yes, and have a wonderful weekend. And I wish you many good sales, Polly.
Thanks.